this week with another deck tech, this time for a budget modern energy deck. I created this list in most of its sideboard from the standard decks at the time, and now, besides lands, you can purchase this list for less than $10 on TCG Player. Let this be noted, I am not a competitive modern player. This is simply a deck that you can take to a free play night at F&M and play with both competitive and casual players. But this deck is by no means a bad deck, so let's get into it. When you play energy, it's because you love value. Energy is like a second form of mana, and every energy deck needs some way to generate energy. We play two sets of cards that fit this condition: Rogue Refiner and Attune with Ether. Both of these cards replace themselves in providing energy for our later game, and Attune with Ether allows us to keep some sketchy hands. And nothing says sketchy like Rogue Refiner. Just look at that flavor text. This deck, like most decks, wants to curve out with a 2-on-1 or a tapped land, and Rogue Refiner or other 3-drop Whirler Virtuoso, which acts as a tool to free up attackers knowing that we can just make a Thopter to block with on turn 3. But on turn 2, we want to get out Longtusk Cub or Servant of the Conduit. Longtusk Cub can quickly become very large, and I have been in games where it has hit for the first time and already done up to 5 damage on turn 3. This deck loves putting pressure on, and this is 100% a case of this. Servant of the Conduit is important because it is the ramp this deck has to offer. It is the way this deck can hit one of its 5 drops without concern of color of mana and keep on the pressure that has been applied by creatures like Longtusk Cub. Continuing up the curve in our sequence of creatures is the playset of Bristling Hydra. Some decks choose not to run a playset, but for me personally, my meta consisting of a lot of higher mana cost removal at times, Bristling Hydra tends to stick around due to opponents sometimes holding up an answer and hope that you spend all of your energy. At 5 mana, we have 3 Glorybringers. I know what you're thinking. Either 1, Scarab God was better in standard at the time with this deck, to which I respond the Scarab God is not better for my wallet, or 2, Glorybringer has nothing to do with energy. Well, unfortunately, energy-related cards tend not to fly in Magic, so Glorybringer presents a way to clear up both the air and ground to finish opponents. Plus, the amount of dragons you face tends to be low, so the non-dragon clause tends to be relevant. As for our removal, Reed Duke's deck at Worlds had it right, so I play a similar list. In an effort to keep all non-land cards under $1, I chose not to play a Braid. This section of the deck plays a playset of Harnessed Lightning, which is a very versatile removal spell that can either hit very large creatures for 2 mana, or can hit small creatures while gaining us energy. Magma Spray is a 2-of that takes care of pesky small creatures like Gutterbones. Essence Scatter is obligatory in this deck, because every blue deck I play needs a counterspell for some reason, and that keeps larger or recurable creatures in check, which is why Commit to Memory can work, but it tends to be expensive, and it's over a $1 limit, so another counterspell also works here. 2 Confiscation Coops are used here to steal opponent's stuff, so definitely a good card to side out in control matches, but great against mid-range and potentially great if you can cast it against Death Shadow. Moving on to lands, we play them. Either Hub is a land that can either fix us on colors or can provide energy for creatures and spells to use. For basic lands, we also don't play many, but we play more than average due to budget. We play 5 forests, 2 islands, and 2 mountains. For special lands, we play 3 2-color lands for each of the following: Simic, Izzet, and Ghoul Guilds. These are lands such as check lands, shock lands, pain lands, fast lands, or even fetches if you have them or can afford them. Moving on to the sideboard. We play a playset of Negate. This is great against control and or spells like Nexus or Scapeshift. We play Aether Basker, which is good against heavier curves and newer players. A 7-mana win condition is slow enough that your opponent should be able to prepare. Then we play Neutralize. This is included to combat any problematic artifacts. Crucible Worlds is a thing. It also hits enchantments. Blood Moon is a thing. Either Sphere Harvester is good to gain life and stabilize against aggro, and the Crew one can keep the deck more aggressive. We also play Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike is really good for the games when you're so close but not quite. It also kills cards like Chain Roller, and I'm a fan of anything that kills Chain Roller. Confiscation Coup is also relevant against mid-range, and it's also relevant against Death's Shadow if you can pull that off. Next, Chandra's Revelation. After all, this deck is for against whoever, and a popular deck, especially among casuals, is red aggro decks, or decks that just have red in them. Spell Snare is one of the most unexpected counters for anyone, but it's unexpectedly good because a lot of decks play 2 drops. Next, we're going to move on to the to keep or not to keep. Removal, but no creatures. No, this isn't Esper Control. If you keep a control deck type hand, you will run out of cards and eventually lose. Just don't do it. All lands. This is a hand I never think you should keep. You can't trust that you will draw gas. A hand with only 2 lands? Yes, the deck has enough ways to access the 3rd color with a tune, Ether Hub, 2 color lands, and the Mana Confluence that just appears in my hand, and Servant of the Conduit makes those hands worth taking, as long as you have things to play. No lands? Never. Just don't. General tip when you're deciding a hand. You need to play things before turn 3 or you really don't have a chance. Thank you so much for watching this deck tech. I will say I have something I'm really excited about coming next week that should involve my first gameplay video. And thank you so much for watching and have a great day.